Have you ever found it difficult to identify leaders in your organization? Well, today you're going to learn how to find the right kind of leaders in your church or even your business. My name is Nick Newman. I'm so excited that you're here. Before we jump into session 2 of this Identifying Leaders e-course, do me a favor and hit that like button, subscribe button, and be sure to have notifications on so that you stay up to date when I post the rest of the videos in this Identifying Leaders e-course. Well, hey, thank you so much for joining us for session 2 of the Identifying Leaders e-course. My name is Nick Newman, and I'm excited to dive in to our content today. We want to talk about how to find the right leaders. Here's what I truly believe. You need the right kind of leaders in your organization. Now, you can search for leaders. I know when we first started the church, we were really taking anybody and everybody who would come and join us on this adventure. But having the right kind of leaders truly does matter. You don't just need any leader, you need the right kind of leaders. Because when you find the right leaders, things begin to flow a little more smoothly in your organization. And just because somebody's a leader doesn't mean they're the right fit for your organization. So today, I want to help you find the right leaders because I truly believe that identifying the right leaders will save you both heartache and headache. Let me say it again. That identifying the right leaders will save you from heartache and headache. Truth is, we're dealing with people, and people hurt. Like, it hurts to lose people. It hurts to lose families that you've built deep-rooted relationships with. But I believe that some of that can be prevented on the front end. Now, as a pastor and leader, you will always be losing people. There will always be people from your team that leave. There will always be people who walk away. But the heartache and the headache that you and I endure, sometimes I believe is our own doing. So, how do we find the right leaders? When I look for leaders in an organization, here's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for leaders who are fat. F-A-T. And we're going to walk through what that means, not just heavy set people. I'm a heavy set guy myself. We look for fat leaders. Here's what that stands for. Faithful, available, and teachable. Faithful, available, and teachable. Let's dive into that. Faithful. If someone can't currently handle the workload they have, giving them a leadership position won't give them the capacity to do that. When we look for faithfulness, we're looking for how people handle their current workload. Adding responsibilities doesn't fix the issues that they currently have, because the truth is that titles and positions will reveal impurities. They won't remove them. As a leader, I think you and I should be very slow to give titles, but quick to give responsibility. So help people test capacity. You want to look for people who are faithful, people who are in there week in and week out, who, as you're giving them more responsibility, they're faithfully running things through the finish line. You're able to see, hey, because they can faithfully steward what they currently have, maybe it's time to give them even more. Then we look for people who are available. If someone can't make what they've said yes to a priority, then there's a problem, because availability matters. Now, we live in a generation and in a world where people lack the capacity to commit to things, but if they can't commit to things, you can't have them in a leadership role. So learning that on the front end really does make a difference. Keep your eyes open for those people who are available. Who are the people that show up early? Who are the people that stay late? Who are the people that come to you and say, hey, do you need anything else? Is there anything that I can do? Because those people who are available tend to make a really big difference in your organization. The key tip here is that lack of consistency shows a lack of commitment. If somebody can't show up when they're scheduled, then there's a commitment issue that's there. And those are not the kind of people that you want to consider for a leadership role in your organization, because giving them a title will actually only cause you more heartache and headache in the long run. Be slow to give titles, but test capacity by giving people responsibility. We're looking for people who are faithful. We're looking for people who are available. And then here's the third thing. We're looking for people who are teachable. Now, if somebody can't take feedback, here's the truth. They're not fit for leadership. This leadership journey that you and I are on requires consistent feedback from the people who are above us and who lead beside us. And if you have somebody on your team that can't take feedback, then they're not fit for leadership in your organization. That's a difficult one to swallow, but I believe it's completely true that if you can't take feedback from leadership, then you're not fit to lead. People who know it all aren't fit to lead at all. Key tip for this one is that platform requires pruning. Platform requires pruning. So as people grow in your organization, as they grow in their leadership, there's more and more spotlight that comes onto them. As those things take place, it requires pruning. Pruning the hearts of the people who lead, pruning in your own life, in your personal life. I love what Jesus says in John 10. He says, "My Father is a vine dresser. He cuts off everything in me that does not bear fruit. And even the things that do bear fruit, He prunes because He loves me." See, God prunes the things in our lives, even the ones that are fruitful. So pruning is required. We look for teachable people. Here's the closing thought for you today. You can't be the only one on your team identifying leaders. If you're a lead pastor, if you're somebody on your team, maybe you're watching this for your pastor and you're going, "Hey, we need to identify leaders in our organization and I want to help my leaders." The best thing you can do is empower others to be on the lookout for other people to lead. Have people looking for those who are faithful, available, and teachable. Leaders, empower your leaders to identify leaders. Empower them to be looking out for those who are faithful, those who are available, and those who are teachable.